Let's get Bruce back in here. Sorry, y'all. We have some technical difficulties. All right, y'all. Welcome to Against Our Live Sports Radio Show. We live. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. That's right. I'm Javon Bates, the Legacy, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Browns for a fact. But before we get into that, make sure today's show is sponsored by the Credit Connoisseur Business Credit Wealth Membership. Make sure you check us out online at owncapitalwealth.com. That's owncapitalwealth.com. And if you want to receive funds to expand your business, maintain cash flow, you want to get those strategies and tactics on taxes, you want to get free graphic design access, and then you want to learn how to leverage your credit, you want to learn how to get business vehicles, make sure you text wealth to 216-816-2020. That's 216-816-2020. All right. So let's get to it.
Can you hear me?
Yep. So let's get to it. We're going to talk about the Browns versus Jets. So,
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay.
All right. So,
yes, I got you.
Browns versus Jets. We're going to talk about the offense. So, Jacoby Brissett, 22 out of 27 for 229 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Solid game for Jacoby. We haven't seen that performance from him since I've known him. What you think about his performance, Bruce?
It was brilliant. I mean, his passes looked crisp. They were on the money. He had 0 interceptions until that last drive where he had to really try to make something happen with 12 seconds. And other than that, that was only a flaw in his game. I mean, before that, he had ran for like 15 yards to get near field goal position. So, I mean, you know, if he can play like that against the Steelers and the rest of the time that Deshaun's out, we're gonna be okay. We should win at least 6 or 7 games.
Did you know he had more
minus defensive play as we saw yesterday? But
did you know he had more rushing yards than Felton?
He had more rushing yards than who?
Felton.
No.
He had more rushing yards than Felton.
Felton just did fair catches.
No, he had -4 rushing yards.
He just did fair catches.
He got stuff in the backfield. Yeah.
That rush play. Yeah, well, they put him in bad position. Yeah, they put him in bad position for the rush. That play.
So then during the game also, we had Kareem Hunt, 13 carries, 58 yards. Then we had, of course, Nick Chubb, 17 carries, 87 yards, and 3 touchdowns, which was big for the Browns to definitely take that lead all the way into the fourth quarter. But we're going to get into that later on. And then Amari Cooper, man, big game, 9 receptions, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. Everybody else, couple receptions. You had Bryant and Njoku, Chubb, Hunt. And then the rest of the receivers, Donovan Peoples, I don't even know if he was playing yesterday. I seen the uniform, but I don't know if he was out there playing. He had no yards, no receptions.
Well, when we needed Cooper to have one more reception, he didn't get it. It wasn't even a reception. It was actually getting the ball, but we'll go on that later.
Yeah, we're going to go on that. I think that's coming next. But offensively, how do you rank the Browns versus the Jets? What do you give them as far as grade-wise?
Offensively, I would give them a B.
A B?
You know, 200. Yeah, I mean, 220-something, 200 passing and combined over 100 yards rushing, nearly 150. I give them a B.
A
Mm-hmm.
B. I give him a B myself just because they had a
Yep.
solid game, but sometimes Stefanski it seemed like he was trying to get cute sometimes, but he did a better job of trying to run the ball more. And it
Yeah, he
seemed
did. He did. But yeah, and just run that dive instead of trying to run outside. But you know, uh, they still were dominant with that front line against the Jets.
yeah, yeah. All right, so let's talk about secondly what we want to talk about the Browns special teams. The special teams failed on two things. The first thing they failed on, and I don't know if you remember this, but the Amari Cooper mishap where he didn't grab the ball or hit the ball out of bounds. He let the Jet player recover, and I heard the player was from Glenville that recovered the ball. So, what do you think about that mistake that Amari Cooper made?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's because Amari Cooper is not used to being on special teams in a situation like that, but no one was aggressive. He wasn't aggressive. No one on that special teams was aggressive. They act like they didn't expect it to coming instead of attacking the ball. And then, like you said, he didn't even have to pick it up. All he had to do was out of bounds, and I don't perplexing the whole minute and 55. It took really a minute, and they left 22, so it took a minute and 25, about a minute and 30 seconds to score 30
Yeah,
points. So yeah, I was perplexed in that onside kick. It just looked like they were not prepared at all.
yeah. All right, what's up, Tank?
Hey, what's going on, you guys?
Yeah, so we were talking about the Amari Cooper special teams play towards the end of the game, and I did mention that special teams made two errors or two mishaps that happened in the game, which was the first one was the Amari Cooper, which he could have recovered or hit it out of bounds, and we would have maintained possession. What do you think about that particular play?
Well, they had talked about this earlier today. I was listening on the ESPN Cleveland. Um, they said that Amari Cooper has never been on special teams, and he was just a fill-in for somebody. And it showed he had no clue what he was doing. I would never have done that. Whoever was in that spot originally should have been in that spot originally yesterday. They shouldn't have just thrown somebody in there just to be throwing somebody in there. Yeah, no, he's a
That's what
receiver.
it looked
He's
like.
catching the
That's
ball,
what
but
it.
they're going to try everything they can to make it as impossible
But
to bounce on the ground and
you
misdirection.
don't need to
I
know
wouldn't blame that on
anything
him.
just to know to knock out bounds.
Yeah, but he's not a special teams person. He's a receiver for a reason. He doesn't practice that. That's not for him to do. They should have never put him on there. I
Well,
would see if they would put Anthony Schwartz there because he is a special teams guy, but not Amari Cooper. That was a big mistake on their part.
I disagree that was a mistake on their part. I think
Nah,
if
we
you
not
tell
we
man,
we not
I think
blaming that on him. That's just
yeah, yeah. I think if you tell Amari Cooper to do one job and you say just go out there, either bat the ball away or grab the ball, you got two things to do, and he did neither one. So um I wouldn't blame that on technically him, but I mean he definitely had to do one or two things, grab the ball or bat the ball out of bounds. So I don't think that's hard. And Shorts, I definitely wouldn't want Shorts out there. Um trying to recover onside anything.
No, it's just he's mainly on that front line where Amari was. I'm just saying that yeah, you would think he would, know to bat the ball out, but it showed that he didn't. He didn't know what he was doing pretty much. He was just trying to get it and cover it up himself, which needs to be practiced. You can practice that. But like I said, he's never practiced that. Like in training camp, he was never on special teams of any kind. I don't even think he did that when he was with the
no.
Cowboys or the
We could
Raiders.
We could tell he was out of place.
Well, I think it's like this. I believe it's like this situation
Yeah.
when you see a receiver out there on
We
defense.
could tell he was out of place.
When you put an offensive receiver out there for a Hail Mary, I think it's like the same thing. They don't practice that in practice. They just say go out there and try to catch the ball or whatever the assignment is. So, not disagreeing with you, but I think I think he could have made a better play on it. That's all. I definitely think he could have made a better play.
Oh, okay.
I agree. I agree. He could have made a better play.
Yeah.
A lot of them could have made better effort in that last 2 minutes.
Yeah. So let me talk about the second special teams problem, and people started agreeing with me after I started expressing this today. The second problem was this: our field goal kicker missed the extra point. That's supposed to be like a layup in the NFL. You don't miss extra points. And I understand that he hit a game-winning field goal last week. This was a potential, like we could have won in overtime, and that we would have still won. But the decision of us possibly, taking it to another quarter or us going to probably winning, I don't know, but it would give us a better point. And we're gonna get to the other parts in a minute. I know the defense is next, but we just get into the special teams part. And like I said, I feel like if you would have made that extra point, that would have put us in a better predicament of not losing the game right then and there. Maybe we would have lost in overtime. I don't know, but we don't know unless he would have made that point. What do you think about
Agreed.
that extra? Oh, you agree? So what's your thoughts on that?
Field goals.
You basically said what I was thinking about too, with him making
Can you
that
hear me?
point, that extra point. I mean, yeah, they're simple and easy, but at the same time, he's still a rookie, so you can't really blame too much on him. It is kind of funny because he
Can you
he
hear
made
me?
that big kick last week to win the game and then missed that extra point, which could have put us in the tie to go into overtime. So,
But okay,
I
him being
can't do
a
a chat.
rookie
What
is one
is this
thing.
mess, man?
I think him missing the extra point is another. Like that's like LeBron missing a dunk. Like in my opinion, you don't miss extra points, man. But that's just me. I could see if you miss something like a 30-yarder, 35-yarder, 40-yarder, 50, 60. But an extra point, that should be right in there. But I'm not blaming on the rook. I'm just saying that I feel like that definitely turned the tables of us possibly going to overtime and maybe winning the game. Maybe not guaranteeing a win, but at least contending for OT to win the game.
yeah, trying to may at least be able to get in that position to go into overtime.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about the main thing everybody been talking about all day long. The Browns defense. The meltdown, the headache, the sorrow, the epitome. The Browns secondary. They talked to Denzel Ward. They talked to Johnson. They talked to Delpit. They talked to everybody, and everybody's talking about communication. They had no communication, evidently.
None whatsoever.
Yeah, so they all talking about it's about getting the play calls to each person, and maybe that person didn't hear it. They didn't say no names. They just kept saying a person didn't hear it. I just feel like that goes on the coach again too, because you got to make sure these guys have some type of communication. You don't even have to be verbal communication. It could be signals that you signal out to them. So
Yeah,
maybe they have to go with that. Maybe you use hand signals or some type.
that's
What you think about think?
No, I was saying that kind of also falls back on the coach, but also your captain. Who was the captain? Walker.
Walker.
Walker and Johnson, they're both captains. They need to be in communication with each other all week long so they can make sure to get everybody where they need to be. And that was kind of where they dropped the ball. Denzel Ward did say that was a they were all just basically pointing fingers at each other, saying he was in the wrong spot or she was in the wrong spot. And then Miles Garrett, the whole Miles Garrett thing too. But yeah, you could relate it to coaching or a couple players, but all in all, it does come down to coaching.
Yeah.
Like a couple people were saying that Joe Woods wasn't a good defensive coach, and it's kind of showing.
Yeah, Joe Woods, he actually should have played man to man the whole game. And why play zone? Why why play zone in that particular point of the game? You know what I'm saying? Like why play a zone when I don't understand. You do good playing man to man, but now you want to play a zone at the end of the game, and you was playing too soft, letting them have a big cushion. Even at the last touchdown that Jets scored, he was too wide open. Like he was playing off too much, playing soft a little bit, man. Need to play more aggressive.
Not even yesterday, though. I mean, it also happened. Remember in the game
Yeah,
against the Panthers last week, there
exactly.
Thomas got wide open. I mean,
Yeah,
when the defense is doing their job, you see they are putting a hurting on them and stopping everything. But when they have a little miscommunication, a little mishap, then everything's blown up, and it's for huge, huge critical yards.
yes, it
And
is.
that's got to change immediately.
Yep, most definitely, man. They should have never got those chunks of yards on. But I'm saying if I'm gonna keep it real with you, if I'm gonna say myself, and I know it's only a minute and 50 something seconds left, I'm staying deep no matter what. I'm not, you know what I'm
Oh, of
saying?
course.
It should be natural
you
instinct.
Yeah, because you know they're going to throw it. They're not running the ball with a couple seconds.
Exactly. You know they're not throwing. You know they're not gonna throw a 2 yard pass to somebody. They looking to go all the way down the field quick and fast. So we'll see. What do you think about that, Bruce? Oh, you lost Bruce again. Maybe he's having technical difficulties. So what did you grade the defense before the 2 minutes? Tank.
Go ahead.
I said, what did you rank the defense before the 2 minutes that was left in the game that they blew?
Oh, oh man, that was A plus defense. They were doing what they needed to do. They were stopping the run. They were stopping the pass all game. It was just that last little bit in the fourth quarter, just like the last 5 minutes or so in the fourth quarter last week. Their defense is there. It's there. It's just they gotta fix a couple things. I don't want to fire the coach right now, but if this happens again tomorrow and next week, or well, the next game, then something does have to change.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm not gonna say the defense played great all game. I'm gonna say they did a good job. I felt like they had a couple plays that was questionable a few times during the game. They had a couple run plays, and then Garrett Wilson should never been open like that. He was open too much during that game. They was playing too much zone. So I give their defense maybe a low B, a high C, because I felt like they could have did better. They could have had better coverages, and I felt like
Oh,
they didn't have those coverages, in my opinion. If I felt like they
yeah,
played, I felt like they played
How
too
can
much
you give
zone.
him a C?
Yeah,
and they blew a
that's
14-point lead.
that
Something
type of stuff
seconds left.
No, we talking
It's
about
an
before.
F.
We talking about before. We talking about before.
before all that crap happened.
It's
The
an
first
F.
3 quarters, basically.
Yeah, we talking about the first 3 quarters. I gave them a C. They could.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah, they could have did better. They could have did, like I said, they should have played man to man versus all that zone. That zone was crushing us. Gary Wilson should never had that many yards.
That doesn't make sense in the first place. Why are they playing in zone and we got 2 shutdown corners?
Exactly. The zone should never been implemented. Period. So I don't get it. So what
I can
did
hear
you
you?
rank?
I don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear you. What do you rank? What did you rank the defense before the last 2 minutes of the game, Bruce?
Definitely a B.
A B. Oh, okay, you gave him a B. I gave him a C.
Yeah.
I gave him a C plus. I gave him a C.
Overall, do you guys know also, overall, we have 3 of the
I mean,
highest
before
ranking
the debacle,
defenders
only
in
had
the
150
NFL.
passing.
I'm sorry. What you say now?
You talking to me?
Whoever was talking.
Oh, go ahead, Bruce.
Before the debacle, they only had 150 yards passing.
Yeah, that's true. No, what I was saying is I was looking on ESPN and they said the Browns have 3 of the highest ranking defenders in the NFL right now. Like I was saying, it shows that we have the players, and it showed last year and it's showing this year too. But it's just those last couple minutes, and they also made it a point that Myles Garrett is playing way too much. They're not rotating him out enough, and he has asthma really bad, and it showed in those last couple the last couple series.
I mean,
His asthma looks like
you shouldn't even need a Myles Garrett in the last. You're up by 13 points. You don't need Myles
No,
Garrett.
you shouldn't. You really
Points.
shouldn't have.
And with
No, you really
less
shouldn't
than 2
have.
minutes and no timeouts. You don't need
Yep.
Myles Garrett.
and then the other part, Connie got injured too, so that became a problem.
Yeah, they already announced that. Not Perrion. Isaiah Thomas is going to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I left yesterday, where our parking
You didn't
lot
need
is,
Clowney.
we gotta walk through where the other players are, and he was coming out. He was on a crutch and a walking boot, so it's really he might be out for a couple games. Hopefully, it's not, but it didn't look too good.
He turned his
you didn't
ankle.
need Clowney at 1 minute 55 seconds.
No, but you could kind of tell the bull rush kind of stopped.
We need him with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it did. When he got out, it definitely stopped.
Yeah, the bull rushing stopped because they put Miles and him on one side one time, and the sack happened. So
yep, they need to do that more often, actually.
Yeah, because they'll get confused on who they're gonna get, who they need to check.
Yeah, because Walker can drop down from the linebacker spot and play that other end if they need to when they put Miles and Clowney on the other side. Or you could put JOK over there to be the other end too. And that'd be a dangerous front. And you know the sad thing about it, man, I've been saying it for all preseason. And Ndamukong Suh has been trying to play for this team all summer long, and they just won't sign him. They have the money for it to sign him for one season. That would give Clowney and Myles Garrett some much-needed help and take some double teams off of them.
But is it more?
Because you have to double team that guy.
Is it more of a mental case?
You said what?
is it more of a mental case thing with Ladonica because he has problems off the field, like in the
Well,
locker room?
he was he was okay with the Rams and the Buccaneers. He didn't have any problems in those two spots. So I don't know if he's calmed down or they just had some problems and they didn't say anything about it.
I heard they had some
But it's
problems with him on the field as far as he was trying to do what he wanted to do on the field.
when he was with the Bucks or the Rams,
Yeah, the
when one
Bucks.
of those two. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought he had calmed down since he won that Super Bowl.
I said that he was kind of doing the same stuff he normally do, where he kind of just don't listen. He try to do his own thing, and then he kind of get
Oh wow.
over was the overhyped on certain situations.
Yeah. Another guy that they were talking about bringing back possibly was Shelton Richardson, who was familiar with this defense because he played here when Joe Woods was here. So that would be awesome to bring him back. They just need somebody in the middle to take a little bit more pressure off of Clowney and Myles Garrett.
Well, the problem ain't the middle. The problem is secondary.
Yeah, that's the problem.
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's definitely true.
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, that's definitely the problem.
Problem is 2 minutes
And it's
left in the
not
game.
really
How do you
personnel.
lose
It's
the
just
focus
they
twice?
gotta.
That's definitely the problem. It's definitely the secondary.
Yeah.
The secondary with the
I mean, like you
signal
said,
call.
Javon, even middle school kids on the playground know to play deep.
That's what people were saying too, man. They were calling in saying, "Oh, you in high school, people don't know they know what to do, and in junior high they know what to do. It's common sense, and you never really see stuff like breakdowns like that in the NFL."
Yeah, that's tragic. That's crazy. But
I seen it maybe for one play, like we saw it, the Rams versus the Saints versus Minnesota, and where they threw that pass to Diggs, and the defender act like he didn't know to play deep, and Diggs made that score. I mean, we see that every now and then, but to see it
to
for
have
like two
nobody
play, bro.
to have nobody near him, that's terrible. To have nobody near him. One person should have been back there.
But not only near him, they were just running free in the zone. Why are we playing zone?
I said
And
that.
they got no timeouts. All you gotta do is make a tackle, keep them in bounds. Why are we playing zone?
Play man to man, and that's it. Just
Too
play man to
deep.
man. You ain't even got to
Man,
rush
them
nobody
safeties.
up front. Yeah, you ain't even got to rush nobody up front.
Hey, you know the thing though that gets me?
Three rush in the back. Three rush hit in the
Exactly.
back.
Could have played a soft nickel or dime.
The thing that gets me is
Easily.
this isn't the
Kept
only
everything in
year that
front of
this
you.
happened. This isn't the only time that that's happened. Look at the last 10
Nah, man,
years. It's been like that too.
We ain't seen
No,
it.
I'm saying like
We ain't
you
seen no
always
debacle like that.
no breakdown like that, but you always see some like a tight end. Remember the last the last 5 or 6 years, you would see tight ends getting wide open on us or just bowling us over. It's happened the last 5 years. They got to change something.
That's fine during the game, but with 2 minutes left and 14 points, we ain't never seen that. 2 weeks in a row, we ain't never seen that.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't happen. Let's hope it doesn't happen this Thursday.
Man, it's crazy.
Well,
it's real crazy.
I don't know if that's just like we're gonna see this again because somebody got an issue and they're just not gonna play disciplined football, or it's somebody manipulating what? Because it's weird.
Man,
I haven't seen a breakdown like that since since when we lost to the Bears in 2001, and they were down 14 points with 2 minutes, and they scored on the drive. Then they kicked the onside. They got it. Went overtime. Leads in overtime.
Man, I can't even tell you. Like, I can't even tell you how we blew this game. I just don't understand it. I'd rather get blown out, period, than lose like that, man. I'd rather lose by 10, 20 points than lose the way we did.
I mean, they look like
say
they
the
just
same.
didn't
I
know how
would
to
love
cover.
to see a blow.
They just watched receivers. They watched receivers run right by them. The safeties did.
Yeah, that was just tragic, man. Then they got the nerve to play it back on TV again, man. They playing it right now on the NFL Network. Like, who wants to see
nothing. Why is Everson checking? Why is Everson checking Garrett Wilson? How come we don't have either Ward or Newsom on him with the safety on top?
Just a sad breakdown. Sad decisions. Messed up decisions.
It's just weird. You know, the whole last 2 weeks and last 2 minutes is weird. It's just weird, man. It's just weird.
That's
Never
coaching,
seen nothing
man.
like that in football.
That's coaching.
I blame it on players because the players got to play. They got to play.
I mean, I blame it on the coaching too, though, man. Because you was able to correct that last week, and for some reason, either you ain't getting them to understand.
They didn't correct it.
Exactly. That's the coaching. Because they should be able to fix that problem, in my opinion.
If the players aren't doing what they're supposed to do, then what are you going to do other than sit them down? But you're going to say, okay, look, do what you're supposed to do. I got faith in you. I put them out there. So now if everybody's secondary is playing against Pittsburgh, it's truly coaching. If there's no change in this secondary, and we got a lead, I mean, it's truly coaching.
But that's almost 2 weeks in a row, though. The same thing happened twice, 2 weeks in a row. It got to be some type of coaching error. There got to be some type of coaching error, man. And it's on the play.
How can it be a coaching error?
I'm not discounting the.
I don't understand how it's a coaching error.
Yeah, it got to be. Let me tell you why. I was just talking about this to Tank. You got to have some type of hand signal, some type of signal. These guys should have some type of. They can't communicate by voice, communicate by hand or foot or something.
What signal do you need to know? Don't let anybody safeties. Don't let anybody deep. Don't let anybody deep.
Evidently, they needed a
what signal do you need to let? They don't have timeouts. They can't get out of bounds. We got to play a defense that's going to keep them in bounds. Coach, this defense ain't going to work. Cover 3.
They have
inside.
They were talking to Ward.
We got 2 shutdown corners. We're gonna put our 2 shutdown corners.
They were talking to Ward, and they were saying something about having like a green dot thing.
They said, Coach, man, we ran zone. This is the same defense that burned us last week. We're not running the same defense that burned us last week. But they're not. That's not what they said. What they said was that 2 were in zone, and they were in the cover 3. 2 were in zone, and the other one wasn't in the zone. That's coaching.
Well, someone fell off on that. I saw the replay of it. They were saying that they indicate different things through like a green dot between the safeties and the cornerbacks, which I think they need to change that.
Yeah.
They need to go back to hand signals or something. They can't use whatever it is because you got everybody looking at it and
a green
thinking,
dot.
Okay, some kind of green dot that they hold up on a piece of paper. That's what like most teams are doing that now, having little weird things on paper.
You talking about like on the sideline?
On the side, yeah, on the sideline. They'll hold up a sheet of paper with different things on, like someone had like a chicken.
He talking about like the little lines that be having, or they be having like Peyton Manning face and the PlayStation
Yeah.
remote control and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to mean a certain type of
All right.
So is it more this green dot, or is it more that you got rogue defensive backs that
I'm
okay,
gonna say
I'm going to jump this play and I'm going to do this. I'm not going to stay disciplined.
You got two.
Because it seems like he got rogue
Dirty
defensive
ones.
backs.
Bruce,
Your
I'm
mom
gonna
was
say
looking right at you.
I'm gonna say it's a little bit of both though. I'm gonna say it's a little bit of both. It's coaching and the players' fault.
Look, I'm waving a heart.
Because you calling the play out there.
What percentage you going to put on the coach and what percentage you putting on players?
I'm gonna say it's 50-50.
50-50, exactly. I've been saying it all day. Is a team effort. They lost as a team. They win as a team. They lose as a team. As much as you want to blame certain people, team effort. And the team effort was terrible.
You gotta put the guy out there.
Sometimes it's not team effort. One man can blow the game if he's not disciplined.
That's true.
There ain't no team.
That's true.
Everybody's been doing what they're supposed to do, and then all of a sudden one player decides to do what he wants to do. That's not team.
Right? You put him out there.
We don't know because nobody's saying anything. But
you put him out there.
Denzel did put it out there that we were covering, and he said it weren't my man. Then they said, well, Denzel was the one who was a man instead of in the three. But somebody is rogue, and maybe they're rogue 75% and 25% coaching.
I mean, we seen it on the replay.
They're rogue and they doing what they're supposed to do, and coach is not doing it.
We seen it on the replay. We
know the coaches aren't playing.
Okay, but they can correct the mistakes in the game. They seen the first time that happened. You got to pull those guys to the side and let them know. Like Belichick let them know. Belichick, if they did that, Belichick will put them off the field and sit them down and let them know that cannot happen no more.
It don't happen with Belichick.
Exactly.
It don't happen with Belichick.
Exactly, because he coached. They got a better coach out there. That's why Belichick is a coach.
Because Belichick ain't playing players, ain't paying no players no big money. And he let players know it ain't about you.
And guess what?
So you don't win, you don't stay. Remember that linebacker that wasn't playing well with Belichick
and
he
cut immediately. Logan Ryan. Right. Logan Ryan. Oh no, you're not Logan Ryan. I know who you're talking about. That he actually ended up leaving here and going right back to the Patriots. McCourty.
When he went back, he had to stick stuff
Jason
together. That's right.
McCourty.
Yep. Went back right. Let's stuff together. Yeah. Yeah, because
that happens on Belichick's team. That coach is fired the next day. The player is cut.
That wouldn't happen in the Belichick.
You don't get a chance after that debacle. We pulled out the win, but
that's also true. That he wouldn't. They would have never got to that point.
I'm not putting I'm coaching. I'm not putting the same defensive backs out there that almost blew the game last week. Oh, you know
He's
what?
He's not gonna do that.
No, I'm not. That's coaching.
He do that to the running backs.
That's coaching there.
He do that to the running backs. If they make a mistake in the game, Belichick yanking them out, and he putting the next running back in. He's not gonna man. You're not gonna shake your hand and say, "Hey, man, you're great this week." Nah, you gonna have to wait till next week then.
Yeah.
But they made the same bonehead play when they did in Carolina. They almost lost us the game. They did it this week, and we lost the game. So stop playing soft.
Lost the game.
Man. Stop playing. I mean, like I said, that's still on the coach, though. At the end of the day, you picking stupid formations to play at the end of the game. Play man-to-man press. That's it. Quit playing zones. Soft zones on top of that.
But the defense captains can audible. Say the coach, that ain't it. Give me another play. They can audible just like quarterbacks can audible.
That's true. But guess what?
So you're a defensive captain, and he's bringing the play in, and you got to play deep, and it's not for deep coverage. But what if the play does come in, and it is deep coverage, and then one guy he jumps to play instead of playing deep.
But you got to make the right decision. That's what it comes down to
Now
at the
this
end of the
weekend I'm
day.
playing you again. Now that's coaching. Still on the player. It's still on the player.
You know how that's gonna go, man. You ain't
So
gonna
now,
get rid of
so now we get rid of the coach, but the same undisciplined player is in with a new coach. Now all of a sudden he does the same thing. Is it gonna be the new coach's fault?
9 times out of 10 he ain't gonna do the same thing. Just picture if that was Greg Williams, he wouldn't have did all that.
that would mean every time we brought in new coaches, the Browns would be better.
No,
that
you got to bring in the right coach.
Elijah
You
don't
can't
fly.
bring in anybody. Can't bring in anybody.
If it's a player, we know in Cleveland, it's not the coaches, it's not the quarterback, it's the players, and the quarterback is part of it. We don't have unteamed coaches. We don't have unteamed quarterbacks. Sorry. So it can't be the coaches.
We gonna see.
Disciplined players.
I
25 is the coach for letting them play.
50-50, man. I ain't saying that I'm 100% correct. I'm just telling you, I feel like it's 50.
Well, I'll give it. If there's that same debacle happens this week, then it's 50-50 because you've seen it. David, okay, you all want you to say, okay, this is happening. It happened again. You gave him a second. Now, twice, shame on me. So now the coaches know. So if they don't make the adjustments and it shows up again, somebody got to. Is it the defensive back coach or the head coach? I don't know.
All right.
So so if we fire the coordinator and it doesn't get better, then you fire the head. Because we still got a young coach here.
All right. I mean,
it should be better. All right, this is third year.
So basically, we gonna say it's the defense fault. Period. That's what we gonna say. It's the defense fault.
It's the defense fault. Period. And then coaching.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll put it all together.
You don't need to blame anybody.
And put it all together.
I would say, we're gonna give the whole defense some part because they played pretty lots of days ago, and the special teams are part of it. However, the full we know most of the brunt of it. So it's a backfield, 40% to defense.
All right, so let's move on. We got to move on. Here we go. So
we only got a short week.
Let's get down to our Browns versus Steelers prediction. We need score and we need winner. What you think the score gonna be? Who you think gonna win?
I'm gonna say the Browns are gonna roll again without TJ. And I'm gonna say 31-17.
Woo, that's the one out the hat there. All right. So you said Browns gonna win, right?
31-17.
All right. Well, I got the Browns.
Yep.
And I got
31-17.
And it's gonna rain that day, so I'm gonna take that into consideration. I feel like it's gonna be a ground and pound because they ain't gonna be able to stop it. So I'm gonna go three touchdowns, 2 field goals. What they give me? What's that? 27.
27.
27-17. 27-17 Browns. I give us 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals. But I'm going to go 27-17 Browns.
Especially when it's a home game. and Pittsburgh reeling a little bit. So we beat them in Cleveland, and then when Pittsburgh has a bad team, then they get us in their home place. But this year, without having a decent quarterback, I think the Browns can take Pittsburgh twice.
Yeah,
but
they don't look good. They don't have nothing offensively. Najee not playing his best because of that. So can't throw the ball. It's not all that good, man.
Yeah, well, you know what? They don't have Juju this year.
They don't have a quarterback this year,
so they rely on some other guys to beat them in.
Man.
No, they ain't got a quarterback either.
No, they got some. They got some receivers. I ain't telling. I think the problem.
Yeah, but they lost Juju. You lost Juju.
They ain't have him. They really didn't have him last year, and they still did good without him. They had the what's his name, Deontay Johnson and Claypool last year.
They didn't do good.
What you mean they didn't do good?
They didn't do good. They didn't make the playoffs. They did good last year.
I ain't gonna say they didn't have a losing season. There was only one game out the playoffs.
No. Yeah, no. Tomlin's never had a losing season.
Okay.
He ain't gonna have one this year either. He's gonna be at least 500.
Maybe. If you don't hurry up and find him, put the quarterback in there that's gonna win some games.
No, they'll just run the ball.
Maybe. But we'll see.
And what's coming back in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
All right, that was our predictions. So we're gonna catch y'all next week.
we ain't worried about them. Yeah.
All right, that was our predictions. So Bruce got Browns winning 31-17. I got the Browns winning 27-17. So we'll see next week, next Monday, who had the accurate or who didn't have the accurate prediction. So we out of here. My name is Javon, Based the Legacy. Anything else you want to say before we leave?
Bruce Beastmo Ballard. Yeah. It's only football. So there's more to life than football.
Do that. And before we leave too,
life.
I want to share that with everybody. Make sure.
Oh yeah.
Make sure if you know anybody in
Atlanta. Tell your people in Atlanta.
There it is, Silver Spot down in Atlanta. That's right, it's going down. It's the ATL, the Comic Book Weekend event. We got tickets on sale right now. $25 online. The VIPs is $50. You buy the VIP ticket, you got a free entry to the movie premiere of Dark Ether. So make sure you get your tickets. Go to tegmedia.org or text comic to 216-505-0548. Support that. And we're going to catch y'all next week with another one. Hopefully another win, I believe. So we out of here. Y'all stay healthy, stay alive, stay well. We out.